Hi, White Lotus fans. Welcome to Tori Talks with Dr. S. I'm Tori. This is Dr. S. Today we'll talk about The White Lotus, Season 3, Episode 4. It's called Hide and Seek, or is it Hide or Seek? Either way. You get the gist of it. Okay, so this episode, things are just kind of moving along.
Mm-hmm. They're like simmering. It's like a little
right.
The boil. It's getting a little
bubbles.
bit more. Yeah, it's simmering, and then little, like maybe they're going a little bit, but not huge bubble. It's not a roiling boil.
I like rolling boil. All right, I'm just going to begin with Belinda because she doesn't really have a lot this episode, but still.
Yeah.
So she, first of all, is very excited. Sounds like her son is going to be meeting her, which we know.
We're happy for her,
very
but
first
we're
scene.
not.
Yeah, we know what's to come with that. But she also confirms Greg Gary's identity. She said, I knew it was him, and I love that look she gives him when she passes him.
I love it, but I feel like she should hide her cards a little better because he's dangerous.
He's dangerous.
And she knows, because she knows that Tanya's dead now and that he evaded any questioning.
And she's hearing things in her room. Now, it's either creepy Greg Gary, could be Ponchai. I mean, I don't know. Could be an animal. Yeah. Could be a monkey, right? Because they show the monkey. I'm just saying, there's all the possibilities, but he's definitely on the table as somebody who could be trying to like...
creep in.
Yeah, and be like, what do you know?
Yeah.
All right. Now the ladies, the trio of ladies. So Jacqueline cannot get a hold of her husband, Harrison, and
supposedly they're obsessed with each other.
Apparently not.
Maybe not.
So out of frustration, I think she wants to be a little bit naughty. So she asks Valentine to tell them somewhere more. This is more like relaxing,
something happening,
right? A little more vibrant and fun for the girls to go to. So he sends them to, in her words, a bargain hotel for retirees. She looks around and says, "All these people are a little bit more senior."
Which she's like insulted because he sent them there, right?
I think I would be too.
Yeah, like, oh, so you think we're like them?
Older.
Yeah. Which do you think Valentine did that like on purpose?
I kind of do.
Yeah.
I kind of do.
He has that little sinister, naughty.
Yeah,
part,
maybe
right? He's messing with them.
I think he's messing with them. Yeah. So she goes back to him rightfully and was like, "Okay, well, I don't know what that was, but I mean, for real, we need to go somewhere." So he said, "Okay," and she's like, "You're coming with us."
Yeah.
So they go off to the city somewhere, but they're gonna go to a nightclub later. But in the meantime, they're gonna go shopping. But then that's when they're bombarded by kids with water guns. I think it's part of the celebration of the full moon.
Yeah, it's like Thai New Year. It's called Songkran, and they do shoot. I've never been there for it, but I've always heard about it, where they just like throw water, like everyone, it's just like like they spray water all over you. So I don't know about like being attacked by children. I think that was funny.
It was funny that she was first with the very old and now she's with the very young, and maybe it's like symbolic of like how she feels in life. Like being 41 myself, you're like, I'm not old, but I'm not young. Yeah. So maybe it's something like that, right? That's what it reminded me of. So later on, Valentine does take them to a club, and he meets up with two of his friends. Now, I think the guy who has the snake that goes all the way down obviously likes snakes. At the robbery, they take a snake. The snake bracelet, I think it was. So I think, like I said before, Valentine was in on the robbery, but I think these two were also in on it.
I like this theory. Yeah, that totally connects.
Yeah, but that's all I have for the three ladies, because we didn't really get like the...
Yeah.
Well, we got some looks between Kate and, oh my God, I feel bad for forgetting her name. The other one, the short hair, that's single. Thank you. We got a look when she said she couldn't get a hold of Harrison. They're kind of like, oh, really?
Yeah.
Like you said, I thought you were obsessed. Yeah. Yes.
Yes, and I think this will continue in the next episode, right? Because they didn't really have their like fun night out yet.
They didn't, technically they didn't really do anything.
Yeah, so I think this will be like something that carries over.
Stage. Yes. All right, the rat lifts, which I think I've been calling him rat cliffs this whole time. I found out in this episode it's rat lifts. So they're on Greg Gary's yacht.
Mega yacht.
Chloe.
It's huge.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
He got an heiress's money, right? He inherited it or inherited it. That's not the right word, but I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
Whatever.
Is that,
So Tim is spiraling. It's not going well. We already knew that. We find out that his grandfather was the governor of North Carolina, so he has like a reputation to protect in North Carolina, but it's just not going well. So he is taking Victoria's pills, her lorazepam, which, geez, and he's drinking.
Which I assume you're not supposed to do that.
Don't do that. Don't do that. That's not good. Yeah, exactly. And on the boat, he's just kind of a mess. Even with Piper, he's a little weird with her. But later on, Guy talks, so he gets a pistol because they need to, you know.
They got to toughen down security because all these things are happening. So,
yes.
Yeah.
And then he takes the pistol, allegedly. I mean, that's what it's assumed that.
Yeah.
That Tim took his pistol.
Well, because Guy Talk just leaves it there.
Yeah, come on.
To go because of a girl. Come on.
Oh.
He's just so like whipped.
So I think you'd already said you don't, but I really think like could be in on maybe even the robbery.
I know.
Yeah, something's not.
I'm suspicious because she kind of just strings him along. Like she's nice to him, but she just kind of teases him.
She's a good distraction.
Yes.
For him to be distracted, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
he's going to be in big trouble for losing this gun.
Oh my gosh. Like, I want to feel for him, but I also want to be like, come on, man.
Yeah. And is this the gun that's going to shoot up the place?
Right. Yeah. This is the murder weapon.
That's not good.
Tim talks to his lawyer, and his business partner basically is cooperating with the feds, which means that he's going to tell him everything. And then his lawyer says that your assets were frozen. It's really bad.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, you only might have to serve a few months in prison. He's like, what?
He's not even able to consider that. I think he's going to try to like hide out in Thailand, like never go back.
Like Greg Gary and all the rest of the ones that they
shady
talk about.
People.
Yeah, because you either go there to hide or seek something, right?
Yeah. Hide and seek.
Per the episode name. Yeah, exactly.
Thank you.
Yes. Saxon's still being his kind of creepy self, still trying to get Lachlan to be that as well. Piper does ask Lachlan, hey, bro, I'm going to reveal that I'm staying here for a year after, I think it was a year, after graduation. And I want to tell mom and dad, but I need you to kind of be there as like my buffer. And he says yes, but then I think he seems maybe even a little sad, like, well, what about me? You're going to leave me? So later when Saxon's like, we're staying on the boat, you guys go ahead, he decides to stay with Saxon, which I know hurt her feelings. But I mean, I feel like this poor kid's always bouncing between, like, has to choose between the two of them.
He doesn't have his own, like, identity yet either. So he's just kind of like, I think he wants to be more like Piper, but she's kind of like not really giving him much.
Yeah.
And then Lachlan's like trying to mold him, so I don't know.
Yeah. So we do find out that Lachlan has got some party tricks, like literally. He's a bit of a magician. So he's going to stay there and with Saxon and just...
party it up.
I guess
Have fun with the women who are actually there with other men. That's a little weird, right?
Yeah.
Seems dangerous.
Chloe straight up said to Greg Gary, because he says he needs to go back home. She's like, well, can I just still have the boat? Can I keep the boat? And eventually he does.
Yeah.
Let her. But what's going to happen there? Is Chloe going to hook up with Saxon or Lachlan? I don't know.
And they're going to go to this full moon party, which are, I think, pretty wild.
Oh, boy. Other people that were on the boat, Chelsea and Rick. Chelsea does end up staying because Rick has to go to Bangkok. So he's going
to do it.
He finally tells her this man named Jim Hollander, who is the co-owner of the White Lotus, murdered his father. But I'm not so convinced about that.
It's just the story his mom told, right?
It's just the story his mom told on her deathbed. I think it's
not true either.
I actually would go as far as saying I think Jim Hollander is his father.
Yes.
I think that he's going to find that out when he goes there because he said that his dad was a do-gooder that was actually trying to like save Thailand from people coming in, like crooked people stealing the land. And
I bet you're right. That's a good one.
Jim Hollander.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
And his mom probably didn't want him to know, so she said he was dead.
Yeah, just disappeared. If they said like, if he said, "Oh, I saw him die," or "I saw him get murdered in front of me," fine. Disappeared.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's what I think about that. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a simmer. Everything's going to carry over, right? Because next episode we'll probably see the craziness of the club or whatever nightlife the girls are up to in the city. 4. Yeah, and then the next one will probably, and they'll also go to the full moon party, and then we'll see Bangkok. So yeah, I feel like it's going to be the kind of middle, right? Because we got 8 episodes.
Yeah, is it 8?
8?
10?
10?
8?
I know we're near the middle.
Either way,
so things have.
I think we're on track.
Yeah. I'm okay with it rising.
Yes. Okay, friends, let us know what you thought of this episode, and then we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.